Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the biggest mistakes players make in live arena. And to do that, we've got a man who plays, was it 4 accounts, I think, in live arena?
Yeah, 4 accounts,
Yeah,
including my own.
including your Grim Reaper. Grim, how are you doing? And yeah, tell us a bit about yourself and how you found live arena season 1 on your 4 accounts as well.
I'm doing great. I enjoyed most of Live Arena. There's still a little bit of tweaking we need to do.
Mm,
Um, nothing's perfect, but I think the rewards are fantastic.
yeah.
I think it's the best area to get relics, which is going to be super key. And I am looking forward to the next one. But I also am preaching this 2 week break as well. Like just taking it a little bit easy.
Yep.
There's no pressure on us, is there, really, to do any live arena? So I think Raid actually got that correct with
Yeah.
that two
Yeah.
week break. You know,
I like it. Yeah. Are you playing at all?
at first I didn't.
I'm doing
Go
one
on.
fight a day, but I don't know. How about you? Are you going to be playing for the
I'm
2 weeks?
doing on my account. I'm doing free wins
Yeah. Okay.
to get a 50 energy because it's like 1,400 energy a month, I think.
That's up. Yeah.
Yeah, and so for me, it's worth doing because it's a lot of Sand Devil oil and stuff like that. On the other accounts, I'm still going strong, right? I'm doing 10 fights a day. I took a little bit of rest over the last 2 days,
Mm.
but I'll be gearing back up to go tomorrow, for Live Arena again.
Cool.
So
Cool. Sounds good. But yeah, so as you said, you play on not only your own account, which I think is you're probably higher rating than me. I think our account like power would be somewhat similar. I know we've had a couple of good fights in live arena. Then you play
yeah.
3 other accounts. Like what sort of levels of account are we talking about? And yeah.
So obviously my account is like your account. I've been around for a long, long time, so it's very stacked over the years. I was a massive kraken on my account, but I'm very low spend now, like
Mm.
very low spend. On the other 2 accounts I push, the high end arena, they are very stacked. A lot of mythical champions, a lot of nice toys on there that we would only dream about to play with on our accounts.
Yeah.
Uh, so it helps rub in the salt a little bit as well, and also the reality of the power creep. But it's also good to be. I'm also on the end on facing these champions a lot and not having them to counter them, etc. on other accounts.
Hmm.
I think the fourth account, which is way more limited than even my own account, just recently got it to gold 4. It did very well in seasons. We got it last rewards. Very challenging, very hard.
Yeah.
Matchmaking was a bit unfair for that account.
Hmm.
But you just got to get on with it, right, and get the rewards
Yeah.
and get the results that you need. So it's good to be on both sides of the scales. Enjoy the pain and then see the pain, right? So
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. Well, let's dive in then to the main topic though of the video, which is mistakes players make. I mean, I certainly know that, from experience, I haven't done like takeovers like you do or like any sort of coaching or playing in a long, long time. But back when I was doing it, like sort of when I started YouTube, maybe a bit 3 years ago or whatever, even as you said, you got a couple of Kraken accounts you play on. I mean, sometimes those accounts need the most help. They're making the most mistakes, it really
Hmm.
depends. It really depends on the player. And no matter how powerful your account is, some of you watching might be really on the ball and you have min-maxed everything to a T, and that's awesome. There's probably lots of players that are making, though, pretty common mistakes, and some people might be
Hmm.
making tons of mistakes. So, Graham, you are here, the expert. You've seen many accounts. What are
Uh,
let's dive in. What are some of these mistakes? What do you see like a
well,
lot?
there's a lot of mistakes. Now, when we're talking generally about arena, I think a lot of people still don't understand this arena
Okay.
meta, right? And there was a comment that MTG made a couple of weeks ago in his stream, which was really good. And he said, think outside the meta a little bit, right?
Hmm.
Use champions that are meta, but also people don't pick. For example, Freya. We spoke about Freya before on my
Yes.
account.
Yeah.
She's built as a turn meter boost champion, right? Because I've got plenty of speed leads in my account, so I'm able to run her without needing a speed lead.
Mm,
And
mm,
Freya has a 20% turn meter boost on the A2 with a cleanse.
hmm.
So again, this actually really helps because if you take her with Arbiter, people will think that your Arbiter is your fastest champion. They ban the Arbiter,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
then they see, okay, so go second team. He's got 3 nukers, or maybe a cleanser versus bombs, if it's running lightning cage.
Yeah.
And you're fooling them, right? It's a mind game, right? With the
Mhm.
picks and bans. And if you think outside the box a little bit, then you can generally use that to your advantage and you'll be successful most of the time. Once you practice, you're going to lose a few once you make mistakes. You
Mhm.
need to learn the strengths, the weaknesses of it. Freya's passive is great as well. A lot of people sleep on Freya's passive, even with the counter attacks on E1.
Yeah.
So it's really, really solid. On one account, she's the fastest champion at 413 speed, but he's actually got Crow Great Gloves on her.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
that just happened by mistake. But so he's got 100% critical rate, right? So I
Mhm.
changed the amulet to be critical damage amulet in pinpoint and
Boom.
start getting a little bit of damage on that E1 if the fights go on a bit longer.
Yeah.
She comes into a DPS role, right?
Yeah. 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 It kind
So
of reminds me a bit of Lazarius in a bit of a way
yeah,
of speed booster,
yeah,
but also damage. Yeah, that's it.
yeah,
Like she's super interesting too because you can build her other ways, of course. But yeah, I love that
yeah,
idea of that surprise. One
yeah.
tip I
And
like. Oh,
go
sorry, go
on.
on, go on. Jump in at the end.
I was going to say she's also very good against Torment. A lot of people are throwing Torment and
Mm,
they forget that she has that block buffs and that cleanse. So
mm-hmm,
I
mm.
don't actually have to worry about banding Torment on any of the accounts really because I know that most people are sleeping on that ability. And there's a
Yeah,
lot of champions in this game now, so it's easy to fall asleep at certain champions, right? Underpredict someone. And
mhm.
that's what you want to do, and then catch them off guard.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, one
Mm.
nice thing about this as well is maybe it's very niche, but where it's a problem I have with Lazarius or Sifi, who are my two fastest, because they're putting out Sifi 3 buffs per champ, Lazarius 2 buffs per champ against Queen of Hearts. She just goes right, and it's a nightmare. Whereas Freya
Yeah.
only 1 buff per champ. You will actually
Hmm.
bypass the Queen of Hearts passive now. If you've got lots of stone skin and some shields and stuff, it will still, I think, trigger. But um,
Hmm.
yeah, like that can be kind of clutch depending as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's cool. We'll talk about. It's something I definitely want to. I've picked a couple of champs because we're going to talk about surprising champions. I think on your
Yeah.
video, and a couple of them
Yeah.
fall into this. But something I've been trying to emphasize for my viewers as well is base speed. My Freya is not super fast, but
Mm.
base speed is really important. But then, do you have a 6-star blessing? That's a ton of speed. You have the faction guardians done. That can be a ton of speed. How good are your accessories for a faction? You might have an amazing speed booster. Like Freya might be way better than your Arbiter, you know?
Yeah.
She might be way
I agree.
faster, and you could be sleeping on it because you're not thinking about, who is actually my best turn meter boost champion. And yeah, as you said, you can really surprise people in the draft and win some draft.
Yeah.
I've definitely like had a couple of spicy drafts where people do pick that off meta and you're going, oh man, that could be a turn meter booster, but I don't want to ban like the off meta pick, when they've got
Yeah.
a Marius or something, that the meta pick that you want to ban, and then it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, their strat works and you're done.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's worth noting as well. Like everyone has Arbiter.
Yes.
So building Arbiter as your fastest champion is really not a smart idea. And
Mm.
it's really not a smart idea to take an Arbiter as one of your first picks.
Yeah.
Because you open yourself up to Torment, you
Yeah.
open yourself to Hegemon, and they are the two of the oldest counters to speed meta before it got closed down. And
Mm.
a lot of people who are old school will still know that these are problems.
Oh yeah.
So my advice is only make Arbiter probably like your third or fourth fastest champion on your account.
Mm.
Still have her as an option. She's fantastic, but build something to protect her. So, for example, on my account, my Freya is still fast on my Arbiter.
Mhm.
So that's one thing to take into consideration. You don't always need to take a 6-star Timber Presence on your account as well.
Mhm.
The one thing I found on that account is one account has Lazarus 6-star,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And there's
Big.
no Guardian factions, anything like that with the with the mythicals.
Mm.
So I looked through the account of the Freya, and the Freya was still fastest by far, even with a level 5 sub blessing. So she will get more faster when she has a level 6.
Yeah.
And taking into consideration when you're rebuilding your account, you should be checking all your turn meter boost champions on your account.
Yep.
And checking your guardian factions. So Kaja,
Yes.
Dreamsong, Marishka,
Hmm.
all these. And like talking about Marishka in general, if you have a Marishka, it's not a bad idea to build her as your fastest champion.
You can be nasty.
Because
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but she has a turn meter boost of 15 on her 8-3.
Yeah.
And a lot of people expect you to go second. Also, like on one accounts I had, Edwin Peak's account, I had a win rate of 77% in and his account because I built Mariska his fastest and I speed tuned the whole team with him, and everyone thought I was going to second. I was catching people, I was catching really good players
Yeah, yeah.
out,
That's
but I
cheeky.
was also at the same time counting the commoners, the Gizmac, the
Yeah.
Sulfurions because of her passive ability, but also I was counting Sonic sets because she doesn't put any buffs up on the A3.
True.
So
Mm-hmm.
Queen of Hearts is also no good against her
Yeah.
because you do that into a lockout or Queen of Hearts, it's she's finished.
Yeah.
So you're counting a lot of meta champions just because you're thinking outside the box.
Hmm.
And a turn meter boost is not great. It's only 15, and I agree. That's not great. You can increase that to 17.5 for Book of Journals.
Yeah.
So you can really add to it. And plus the gemstones as well.
Yeah.
It's really easy to speed tune now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. So you're talking
people
about
using
this one, right?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
yeah.
rare too, easy
It's
to get.
super powerful. Like people don't understand. I think with C3 it works out to be like 11.5
Yeah,
without any
it's
gemstones.
small, but yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
adds a little bit.
does. Yeah, it does add up quite a bit, especially if you run two speed champions as well.
Cool.
So for me, look through your account, look at the turn meter boost champions, and then try and think outside the box a little bit and catch people out of guard.
Yeah.
But also try and counter the very easy champions like Torm and Hedgie
Mm-hmm.
because they've been around a long time, so a lot of people have them. So
That's true.
yeah.
Okay. You mentioned intimidating presence there. Let's talk about blessings. What are like do you see players making mistake with blessings, or is like our blessings always bang on? Like what's your thoughts about
A lot of people
blessing?
still make mistakes with lessons.
Yeah, it's
It's
complicated.
it's really crazy. Like the two biggest things I see people make mistakes on with speed teams is
Mm-hmm.
one, not running team presence at all and running polymorph,
Oh yeah, I see
right?
that a bit too.
And
Yeah.
people are running pinpoint. Now we're running one submissive.
Yeah.
Like polymorph is slowly and surely dying, and
Yeah.
it's going to cause you big problems. I know a few people now that have a one submissive max.
Oh,
So there
that's
is one or
nasty.
two now who are running this as a 6-star. I've got
Yikes.
on one account as a 5.
Yeah, yeah. So that's 50 well, like when it's maxed, it's a 50%, 50-50 to throw sheep back. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
you polymorph
And
yourself.
we yeah, and
And
we still
everyone
don't
gets one
understand.
in a month probably. We can check in on
Yeah,
that vote actually. But yeah,
it's winning.
by miles. Oh, it's gone down a little bit.
Yeah,
Gore
a little
Crescent
bit.
got 1%, but yeah,
Did
guys, this is the
yeah.
one. Maybe vote against it
Yeah.
if you don't want to fight against it. But yeah.
Which one did you vote for? You voted for one as well, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I did. I did. I
Yeah.
see. I already have. I'm lucky. I already got an Axe Serpentis, so I don't need to vote for this. I've got one. Those bad boys
Yeah,
chilling in the
it's
vault.
worth noting that it's worth noting as well. Like if you guys get like relics that you don't want, they are going to get buffed,
Yeah,
right?
probably. Yeah. Hmm.
They will get buffed because they changed the blessing 3 or 4 times, and I guarantee you they will change the relics, main stats, and etc. in the future. Plarium are very obvious when they're making changes to stuff like this.
Yeah. So don't feed it.
So
Keep it.
yeah, don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially this. They could change Hydra as well. Like like who knows what could happen. So keep it.
yeah,
Keep it.
Plarium. Like we all know what they're like.
Yeah. But yeah,
Another
blessings
mistake a
though.
lot of people make as well, actually, in Arena when they use the speed tunes, they don't speed tune, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, for example, like if they're not speed tuning, especially how easy it is now, then you're just gonna get cut in on, and you're just gonna die. All right, you're gonna get locked out. Our man's is gonna say hello, all right, with his stuns,
Yeah,
ready
yeah,
for you,
yeah.
and then that's it. You're closed down.
Yeah,
Even
come here,
Fabian now.
supersonic and yoink.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I've got some more supersonic here. I've got Fabian into supersonic now as well. So
yeah.
yeah, watch out.
I saw you build. It was a sweet build.
Yeah, the
I'm
Fabian,
just yeah,
it's a little bit worse now. So he's still 370 at supersonic. So I had to give up a bit of speed. I had to give up like 100 accuracy, but I'm trying it. I just put him in this
Mo-
yesterday. Okay, he's got somehow
mo- mo-
4,000 attack, man. He's a nuker Fabian.
well, you haven't got 100% critical rate on him yet. You'll
No,
get
not
there.
yet. But if he did, look at that. Look at that crit damage
Yeah.
as well. He's a monster.
So, like my Fabian's a little bit faster. He's not much faster. He's like 200, 386 or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nice.
His max speed for me will be 406.
Mm.
So it'll be my sixth champion over 400 speed. And so
Nice.
finish him
Nice.
out. So, but Sonic Set for him is the way to go. I'm not a fan of Tim Presence generally because of Marius.
Oh,
That Tim
the
Presence can,
temporal chains one. Yeah. Mm.
yeah, Tim Chain, sorry, can get you wrecked quite easily by Marius, especially when you're not running Stone Skin
Mm-hmm,
as a 6 star. So be really careful of that. I do like the Blessing, but I don't run it myself because
mm-hmm.
of the Marius problem. So
Yeah.
that's one thing to take note of. But speed tune is very, very important. Try and speed tune your Nukas with 2 turn meter boost champions, and try and speed tune your lockout champions with your speed boosters as well. And try and counter Stone Skin as well if you can.
Yes.
Like Sulfurion and
So,
Gizmac and Bombs.
but let's talk about for people that don't know. Like they're like, what is speed tuning? How do I do
Yeah.
that? What would they do? So let's say you've got hypothetically a 400 speed arbiter. Like how would we speed tuner? You know, with the 30%
Well,
term.
it's just generally you go onto the Jedward website and use that. It's still a great tool. It's a shame it's not updated. It's a shame that there's not a new tool to like kind of like replace it, because it would be really good.
Yeah, yeah. See if I
I've
can
had
bring
some
it up.
conversations with some people lately about building a speed calculator myself, but it's not easy. Obviously, you need to know the people that have the brains, etc. But you can use that. Like, let's say, for example, Freya's not in a calculator. She's got 20% turn meter boost. If you can find someone with a similar turn meter boost and base speed, you can use that as a replacement for speed tuning.
Yeah, I'm trying
then,
to see if I can bring this up, by the way. So I think you might need to sign in to use it.
Yeah, you need to sign in, yeah.
But it's over here, this arena calculator. It's not, I think it's maybe not fully up to date either. But yeah.
It's not been updated for about 2 years, but it's still good, fairly. It saves you sitting there trying to break your mind, trying to do the maths. But like, I generally, because I speed tune a lot of accounts, I generally know already before I check it. And like, if you use them like book of journals and stuff, you lower the speed a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And you can test it as well in Classic Arena.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you find someone like once you do speed tune, check it. Try not to hit them or anything like that, because there is relics now that can break speed tuning. And there is, gemstones, sorry, that can break speed tuning, masteries as well that can break speed tuning if you're not careful.
Yeah.
But there's a way you can test it for sure, and people can reach out to me if they want me to test that stuff for them. Like, I'm not too bothered by it. But yeah, testing is super key. You should always be testing your strats anyway in Classic Arena. Like, no one cares about Classic Arena really. So, you know, I don't even do plat push that much these days, because like,
ouch.
live arena is more the thing.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, we're super dead.
Yeah. Well, he's got 2 really good champions there, and 2 of them break the meta. So
yeah. That was just, I wanted to see something that was also a speed team, like for showing a speed tune. Yeah, like speed tuning is definitely something that's become a lot more complicated. Like, there's a lot more randomness in the game now, and you don't know what relics they've got and gemstones, and the blessings can throw it off too. But it's getting that rough, the rough gist that they are close enough that you'll fill up their turn meter basically with your turn meter boost. So yeah, like
the Death Bow is really good at breaking turn meter as well.
Ooh, yes. I think I've got it on him.
And it's a rare relic, so
yeah.
You know, Armads is a problem if you don't deal with him very quickly.
Yeah, I'm sure the
right?
viewers are definitely aware of that for sure. For
So
sure.
what? That's why everyone's voting one dismissive, right? For him,
The
is
wand's
it's
counting them.
mainly it's for him, isn't it? So
Yeah, pretty much.
um, yeah, I can't blame him.
Mm,
Like he's definitely drove me nuts over the past year or so. So good
yes.
champion, a little bit still OP,
Hmm.
but the one submissive will calm him down a little bit. Most people now are not even taking him as first pick, right?
Yeah.
So I still take him as a first pick because on how my strats are built.
Same. Yeah, same here.
Um,
So I've got him six
another
star as well, which for me, I don't
yeah.
have that many arena champs that are 6 star. So again, having
Mm,
a fast champ with that extra speed. This is for me personally one of the things I like least about arena is that so much speed is in the 6 star blessing. That drives me absolutely insane, man. Because like
yeah.
I win speed races because of the blessing. I lose speed races because of that, like the speed from the blessing. And it's like this is frustrating. Like, when I win, I'm like, have I just won because I spent more money? Not that I've bought any soul
Mm.
stones, but you get the gist. It just frustrates me. Anyway, that's my rant aside about. I wish they split the
No,
speed.
I think it's worth noting, like if you put a lot of hard work into your account and then you lose generally down to a blessing, and then it's not really nice.
Yeah.
So like 6 star is really important because I think it adds up to like depending on your speed aura, I think it
Hmm.
can be anything up to like 11 to like 20 speed if you're using Odin
Oh wow.
for the
Yeah.
speed increase just from the blessing.
Yeah.
And that 6 star as well is very lethal. So for me, yeah, it's one of them ones, and it is a common mistake as well. And it
Hmm.
always feels bad when you lose to someone who is faster than you that's not running a Team Presence and they've gone like
Yeah.
polymorph.
Yeah.
So
It
it does
happens.
happen. Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
does happen one or two times.
Yeah. I mean, as you said, intimidating presence. It's not a ton of speed. Like for Odin, you said it could be 20. For most teams, it's going to be maybe like 10 or something. But like
Yeah, 10 or 16
if
with Arbiter.
yeah, like but if you're looking to go first, even though that's not in theory a ton of speed, if it's enough to go first, it's great. Like I think temporal chains will lower their speed way more than intimidating presence, but about going first, as you said, building a speed team, you're going in with your arbiter lockout and you go first, you win. If they go first, you lose. That's why that intimidating presence is so clutch when you've
Mm.
got a high star rating. Are there other bless? So you mentioned intimidating presence being important for speed. Polymorph not for speed teams, but any other blessings like for damage dealers? What about go second? Any
I
mistakes
think
people
it's
make?
I think it's really important now to be running Lightning Cage. I think it's more important than anything. Because of our new friend in the corner that you've got sitting on your account. I'm one fragment short on.
Oh,
Yeah,
for Empress,
I
yeah.
was on 94 last week and I got 5 fragments, and I was like, what is going on?
Mm,
So he's a great champion. He's looking very strong. He's going to be very meta. He looks fantastic overall. I think player room screwed up really big on him.
oh yeah,
Um, because I don't think that they was aware how they coded that A3 on his first form. They
yeah,
didn't have a clue. They didn't have a clue that this would be 100% right. They thought it was 50-50, and I
yeah.
think they not being honest about a mistake there. Personally, that's my opinion.
I'm kind of I don't know if I'm misremembering. I feel like I saw in content creator chat like someone asked before and they said initially that yeah, oh no, it is still the 50-50 blah blah blah. And then I think they came back a bit later and I feel like they changed their mind. I could be wrong, but
Yeah,
I
I
could
think
swear that's what happened.
yeah, I agree. I think that they made a mistake, and I think that they made a mistake generally, and I think that it wasn't aware. And because he's such an accessible champion, probably the easiest mythical to grab, I don't think they want to fix it or change it the way they want to be.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of backlash there they don't want.
Yeah,
So personally, like Lightning Cage is the only way to protect yourself now against this guy, or weak
weak
hits.
hits. Yeah, we saw a weak hit there. Unfortunately, in
Yeah,
this fight, the one stone skin buff we weak hit.
yeah.
Um,
And he's also gonna be very meta because he's Force Affinity, and there's not
mm,
many Force Affinities in this game. So if you do get him, even if you don't have Blessing, build him. Like
mhm.
don't mess around with him. Build him. Personally, I recommend very fast damage dealer. Maybe make him your fastest damage dealer so you can get a strip,
Yeah.
and then get a Marius or Lazarius or Sigford or whoever you got, Rhodus, Kale, to go after him.
Yeah.
And as long as you're speed tuning, you're going to do a decent slap, right? So it's going to be important to run Lightning Cage to try and catch him off guard. I think you'll see a lot more immunity to try and counter him as well. I think immunity could be a problem for him. I'm not too sure. I need to test it.
Yeah. So he
I
removes.
don't.
He removes block debuffs as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, but if you use like a Sigford with a failed set with Lightning Cage,
Lightning Cage. Yes. Yeah.
I think that could cause them a problem.
Yeah.
Or like an East. That's very common to see in Arena right now because of bombs.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that could be a problem. I need to test it. I don't think it's been tested. I've asked a couple of people in our cluster to see if it's tested. I need to have anyone come back to me about it. So
just got wrecked by Queen of Hearts here.
Yeah, Queen of Hearts is a one I really wish I had, to be honest. But,
yeah. I was running, not this team. I normally run for farming the one-man defenses in Tag Arena. I think this team, but I use Eilil. So no one's in Stone Skin. Oh, here we go. No, we still actually locked them out. We're still fine. But yeah, I put him in against someone had just a one-man defense of Xena, Warrior Princess, Xena : Warrior Princess, and I buffed up with Sifi, and Xena just one-shot the whole team, and I was like, oh yeah, okay. I forgot. I wasn't even looking, I don't even look at the one-man tag, so just farming them.
Yeah, it's a shame when people are trolling as well.
yeah, it was quite funny. I was like, okay, I respect the one-man Xena defense. Fair enough.
Yeah, she's a great champion. A lot of people are counting her. Like, I've started using her less because I'm seeing a lot of CVs in 9-piece protection, and I build it up on a few accounts myself to counter her. To try and play it to my advantage. So she's a little bit of the high end, still usable, but it's a little bit more difficult now. So still good champion. I think she's just too acceptable to Fabian as well. I think Fabian's a big problem for her as well because of lockout, and then just locking her down with the ability day 2 petrification. Sorry. So it's one of them ones, and again, that's a general mistake I'm seeing everyone trying to see and I've made it myself, is running Queen of Hearts now and taking a gamble when it's not worth it. So just be careful of that top end.
I think we're going to see Empress swap for this is one of my favorite things, but when you've got dead people and you swap into form 1, because he activates stuff at the beginning and end of his turn, it's just like he's not even hit the dude and he just like killed him, like that necrosis can be so nasty. That was something I didn't highlight in my showcase. But yeah,
it's worth noting, like a forward set's going to really help that as well. So another problem for him actually will be Carnage.
Ooh, yeah.
Because Carnage's spirit can completely just close him down, and he doesn't really have a strong counter to him. So, and he also he's weak affinity. You run Lightning Cage, and it could be good night,
Yeah.
So
interesting. And they're like the 2 free mythicals as well as Mikage. And it's interesting. The 3 of those definitely have fun interactions with each other for sure.
Yeah. So that's another great one. I guess another mistake people actually run is using 2 sets, right? And what I mean by that is like using Sonic with Stone Skin.
Okay.
So I don't think people understand with Sonic set can be very impactful. But if you're running Stone Skin, for example, and then you're running also 2 Tommy to boost champions, and you're running Sonic and Stone Skin together, you're not going to cut in. You're going to get a nice little boost, and you might cut in on the nukas if they're too slow. But any of the top players, you're not going to cut in because you're not fast enough. And that is generally what you're doing, is you're using too many sets and you're not looking at stats. The general player can't build 400 speed or 390 speed, 380 speed in a 4-piece Stone Skin and Sonic. I can't even do it on my account, and I'm fully awakened. So if you're going to build Sonic, build it, but don't mix it with Stone Skin. You need to be easily 380 speed with the Sonic. Otherwise, it's not worth it. Because you're not going to cut in.
But I
At
need to
bias,
boost my Fabian's gear. I think I can glitch them.
yeah,
I think I'm okay. No, maybe not. Maybe. Oh, I don't
you'll be
know.
all right once you get. You'll be all right once you get a 6 star. You're also using team
That's true.
presence as well, so you're going to get a bit extra from that.
True. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Most people don't use team presence because of Marius.
Mm,
So
mm.
like I don't see it too much. And you know, when you faced me, you had Armads, right?
Yes.
And if you remember, I slept your Armads
I
with
vaguely
my
remember.
CP.
Yeah, I've forgotten now, but yeah. Yeah, just
It's
stopping
generally
cutting
a
in.
move I play. It's generally a move I play. Like when I open up the team, I
Mm,
use CP. I run Sonic sets myself against CP. She is the
yes.
worst one
Yeah.
for CP. I stopped using CP on 2 accounts because of the Sonic sets.
Right.
And try not to be so easy to counter. On my account, I don't have that luxury, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Um, so I still run her, but I just sleep her. Fabian is great against her because you can't sleep Fabian
Yeah, yeah,
with
yeah, yeah.
Sifu. So there's a problem because he just cleans it off.
Right.
So him, but I then I have Armads and I just sheep him, right?
Hmm.
So as long as there's no one submissive, you'll be okay. So for me, that is generally the one thing as well is try and focus on one sets. Don't try and be cute and mix in two. There's some players out there with like +4 fully awaken. Yeah, fair enough. You can run that then. It's a great build, right?
Hmm.
If you're going to be able to go second team, okay, that's great. You do that because the stone skin helps you, right? You're not so worried about cutting in straight away. Another thing as well, they leave 2 tummy to boost champions against a Sonic set, and that increases their speed and their tuning. Their speed tuning makes tighter because they're using more tummy to boost overall.
Hmm.
So the Sonic set is so ineffective as well. So if you're going to use Sonic set, you need to try and ban one of the tummy to boost champions, so it makes it more acceptable to cut in.
Yeah.
Because most people right now are running CFs probably 420. Like most accounts
Yeah.
420 to 400, even with 6 star team presence.
Yeah.
Like there's the top players that are very fast at like 450. My
Hmm.
CF is only 442. I can make a 450 if I wanted to.
Hmm. Hmm.
Well, I can actually make a 456 if I wanted to. Then I have
Ooh.
problems. Well, I have problems with speed tuning. So for me, it
Yeah.
makes no sense to do it.
That's right, because if
So
she's yeah, I prefer like going a bit slower but getting protection because she's got so many
yeah,
buffs, but only the 10% turn meter boost. Yeah, I suppose if you're 450 speed, yeah, you have to have someone
yeah,
like I don't know 420 probably to almost catch up with her.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Exactly right. So if you're running a CF at 442
mhm,
and your Armads is not 400, even without a second to meter boost, most likely you might get outrun. Right? There's
that's
a lot of
crazy.
factors still to play into that,
Mm,
but the like the blessings, etc. And if you've got to meter boost as well, um, but there is a lot of factors to take into that. So if I'm running CF Arbiter, you're not going to catch me.
okay.
I've done it plenty of times in arena to know, so I can back that up. So people need to take that into consideration. If you could build Sonic, do
Hmm.
it, but just don't do a stone skin, especially in speed teams. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
And timid presence for me as well is too predictable. So like if I can see that I pick Sifu
Hmm.
and I see timid presence, I will change my playstyle, which
Okay.
means I'll open up differently and still probably be faster than you with my other champions because I'll
Hmm.
run 2 tummy to boost champions and I'll catch you out, or I'll run a fast lockout as well and I'll catch you out either way. Like even Yumiko and I'll catch out with Armads with the
Hmm.
tummy to drop.
Yeah.
So she doesn't bother me even with her veils unless she's in stone skin, and like no one still runs that. So
No.
like I do,
Oh,
I
do
do.
you? Nice.
Yeah, I
Ooh,
do. I
cheeky.
run it on. I don't run it on my account, but I run it on Edwin's,
Hmm.
and I do use it time to time, and it is so effective. So and
Interesting.
Curzon, I think Curzon still runs it as well,
Okay.
which is
Interesting.
a good idea. So
I know, like,
yeah,
yeah, high resist Yumiko is a thing. I found I had a look at it and I was like, without a higher blessing, there's no way. And I don't have faction. I've got terrible faction guardians for Shadowkin, so I quite struggle to gear my
mm,
Yumiko. Um,
yeah.
let's jump back to just maybe a couple of champion ideas. Like, I'm just curious if you've any initial thoughts. Like, are there any champions that people use all the time that are like overused, or any champions that people never use but they should? Uh, if there's
Um,
anything that stands
it's
out to you.
kind of a tricky one.
Yeah.
Like, I still see some people don't really take effect Marius like a little
Okay.
bit.
Yeah.
Like they
I
don't
don't fully,
like
to be honest. I'm fine in
yeah.
Slayer, which is
So
not great for arena.
yeah, I mean, if I see a Marius and Slayer, I'm gonna be very happy
Yeah, yeah.
because it's just gonna be easy to dominate.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, for me, like I have like 3 builds on my Marius now,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of a bit annoying. Moving gear around, but meta is meta.
Mm.
Marius is definitely one of them. I guess Noble as well. I think Noble is a good shout out.
Ooh, okay.
Um,
I've not
not
seen him
sorry,
use.
not this one. Sorry. The Secret Order one. Sorry, I get the names mixed up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So,
for the fusion.
uh,
You like to use. I've seen you use. I think you used it
oh,
against me.
Noelle, is it? Oh, yeah, I
Yeah,
use
no,
her a bit.
sorry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
worries me. Like when I face her on my account, she worries me because a lot of people use high resistance threshold sets on her,
Mm-hmm.
and that causes me a problem. I don't worry about the Sir Nick because I have a champion called Rodus, and he looks at him like very hungry
Yeah, yeah. Give me
and
your
a bit of a
HP and
snack.
yeah,
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 bit of
yeah.
a snack. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
for me, it's definitely one reason. One champion as well that people sleep on. Queen Ancora is still a very powerful champion
Mm-hmm.
as well. Probably, I actually don't like runner of her and Narses so much these days. I actually just tend to run her for the passive. If you
Yeah.
take that passive into effect with like a UDK, it's very powerful because the UDK can offer a lot of protection against champions like Rodus, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And then that can allow you to use Rodus. So someone against the big boys, what I do is I go Queen and Cora, UDK, and then I get my Rodus because Rodus is a very powerful champion, and the
Mm.
problem for Rodus is UDK. So he counters pretty much most of the meta champions. We're talking about Nice, we're talking about Sigford.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Obviously, Commodus is probably the only one of champions as a problem for Rodus, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Problem in UDK, like I don't run Rodus a lot in my speed teams because I'm always scared to go pick a UDK and I have to ban them. I
Yeah.
give myself a disadvantage.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like in certain fights, right now, recently, like yesterday and the day before, I was bringing them back in my fights when I had no more picks left
Mm-hmm.
because he can self cleanse with CF, so you ain't got to worry about lockout. You can use the relic as well, Aspect of Seroth, which I
Yeah.
have. I only have one on my account. And it's amazing on him. I don't need any more player room. Thank you. Um, so,
Give me a wand instead,
um,
right?
yeah. Just give me ones. I need like 16, 17 ones. So,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
um, for me, Rodus is definitely someone that people some sleep on as well. I faced a really annoying Rodus build the other day, and it was like very low HP but high in attack. I
Mm.
definitely don't recommend building it like that. It did beat me, um, but it was on a weaker account, so it was one of them
Mm-hmm.
ones you definitely want to make him tanky and merciless all day long. If you're gonna run on his champion. He's fantastic.
Yeah. I'm wondering,
Another
like, again,
gone.
going to that damage squishy route, like, I wonder what he could be like with Death Dealer, like, against, like, you remove the Stone Skin from UDK with Empress, and then you've got a Death Dealer Rotus? That could be wacky.
Actually,
Or against a
actually,
Galathier, could be interesting
I
too.
think Death Deal actually ignores block damage passive, by the way.
Really? Block
Yeah,
damage?
yeah. I think somehow it's bypassing it, might be bugged.
Ooh,
The other day, I
interesting.
faced the Barbarian. Yesterday, I
Odin?
faced the Barbarian. No, the mythical one.
Oh, alas.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I faced Laraz, and my passive wasn't on cooldown,
Mm.
and he nuked straight through my block damage. I don't know how
Yeah.
that worked. There must have been something that bypassed through the passive because I was
Yeah.
recording it. I need to send to player room actually. I was recording it and it was not on cooldown. And I was like, what just happened? And I
Yeah.
think it might be Death Dealer
Interesting. Yeah.
because it might work similar to like a reflection.
Uh-huh.
How it's like how you read it. Like if you read it, you receive the damage as well as they receive the damage.
Yeah.
When you press the little I button, you
Hmm.
receive damage as well, right?
So
Damage, that's a damage reduction.
I think it's just you take more damage. So it's like,
Mm.
yeah, I don't think it reflects it. I think you take more, but I don't know because I don't have it. I've not
It
tested it.
no, I haven't. I only know one person that pulled it, so I might ask to test it. It
Yeah,
could be
yeah.
a bug.
Yeah,
It
there
could
could be.
honestly be a bug.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me, but it kind of just really stunned me. Yesterday I was like sitting there for like 5 minutes and be like, how the hell just happened? So and I understand most of these relics.
Mm-hmm.
So like I know when most of it is proc and etc. And I see these relics and stuff like that. A lot of people still don't see Sonic Set, and it's you can't see it if you pay attention. You just got to pay attention to it.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something that you want to take note of. Another thing as well is damage dealers.
Mm-hmm.
People build damage dealers too slow,
Okay.
right? Like they go in for like 250 and that's it.
Yeah, I
If
do
you're
that.
in Gold 4 Arena, if you're in Gold 4 Arena, you need to be faster than that.
Yeah, I
Like,
fast.
yeah, most of my nukers are like 275, and even they're too slow,
Mm-hmm.
right? They need to be 300, but I need blessings. So, you need to start building your nukers faster because relics are screwing people up that way
Yeah.
because of the the cut-ins, etc. So you need to make your tunes tighter as well. So if you got a 6-star blessing or 5-star blessing, for example, I brought Alice into one of the accounts I use because we're lacking damage dealers.
Mm-hmm.
And it has like in Harmony, for example, is defense based champion, but going to increase defense. I won't use her because of that reason.
Yeah,
Because she
Haruna.
doesn't, yeah, she needs that increased defense in her. So
Mm.
I actually picked Alice over her, and I was winning way more fights using a very fast Alice build and
Interesting.
taking advantage of the lockout as well.
Yeah. Sprite. So how
So
did you
I
build this very fast Alice? What sort of
Yeah,
stats
so
roughly?
on that account, I was running Alice at like 275, which is fairly fast with their nukers.
Yeah.
Their nukers were around about 250. I think I just got their Sigford up to like 265
Mm-hmm.
recently because I changed their boots to Ascension. And
Yeah.
I just run her first, right? So I run her first and then I lock out the team. I generally use her when they take my Sigford, right, for me.
Mm-hmm.
Then I throw her in and she just works really well to lock out champions like Sigford, for example, because of that cooldown
Yeah.
ability. And yeah, he's got low cooldown, so you just get back quite quickly. But normally you can slow him down. If
Mm-hmm.
you slow him down, you have a chance of beating him. It's
Yeah.
not easy.
No.
You have a chance. So
Yeah. I can't believe this move is so broken. But anyway.
I
Ridiculous.
love it. It's one of my
Ah.
favorite abilities in the
Oh,
game.
I hate it.
Yeah,
I don't
I'll
have
have
him
to
though.
pick him next time I see you. I'll pick
Oh
him.
god, yeah. I'm used to fighting him. He gets picked all the time, so it's fine.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's
yeah.
cool with Alice.
He's a great champion, but
Mm.
there is the Force Affinity champion will help you against him. The
Yeah.
surplus damage.
I think I've got a good few
Um,
nukers actually. About 270 on my account is fairly.
mm,
He's a bit slow. He's only 255.
yeah.
Yeah, I think Marius I've got 270. I wish he was faster. I think a fast Marius is pretty god tier.
I'm
Monkey's
trying to get my
270.
Marius to 300 speed in Stone Skin,
Yeah,
and like once I got 6-star blessings, 300 with 350 critical damage in Stone Skin,
yeah.
and it's lethal.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm,
he's really solid build.
mm-hmm.
Because I want to use him as a strip as well. So he's about 400 accuracy without the buff.
Yeah, I find it
It's
really
pretty
tough
solid.
when people have very fast Marius because like he can do enough damage to kill your whole team anyway. If
Mm,
yeah. So if he gets to go first and you don't
yeah.
have buffs, he just
You know, the one thing that I noticed with Maris, every time I seem to use him, he never strips off the block damage against Sigford when I use him.
yeah.
And it's like every time I use mine, it's like, hello, are you switched on today? Is there a cooldown or something?
yeah,
It's quite funny, like you have to have a laugh about it. But
yeah.
for me, Nukers, like if you got limited gear, you got limited savage gear, take advantage of these blessing champions, especially if you're free to play or low spender. It's really impactful.
Empress versus Taras. That's fun. I haven't seen that yet. Taras one shots
Uh,
Empress, which one shots himself. That's good. I like that. I hate
I didn't see
fucking.
it. The screen crashed for a second.
Oh no. Okay, so like Empress, what he did his AoE, which obviously hit
Mm.
Amarishka, and then Taras was like, boom, put you down, son. But of course, the reflect from his pack, because he was in Form 2 at the time, So it killed him. I don't
Mhm.
know why he didn't. I wasn't paying attention until that happened. I don't know why he didn't kill Empress on his first turn, but maybe he was feared or something. I
Mm.
don't know.
Yeah,
Strange.
potentially.
Yeah, don't know what
Um,
happened, but that's hilarious.
he's a super cool champion. I'm looking forward to getting him. I'm 2 books short from fully booking him, so I need to
Mm,
find him somewhere.
yeah, yeah.
Or player him need to send me a gift.
Yeah, yeah. Cool. So this has already gone pretty long. Do you have anything else? I know you had a bit of a list. Was there any like major mistake that we missed here when we were talking about this?
No, it's just generally follow the basics. Like, don't be lazy.
Mm,
If you really want to improve an arena, then up your game. If you don't know what you're doing, then speak to people that do know what they're doing.
yeah.
Like, you don't need to go to a CC to ask for help. You got clan mates
Mm-hmm.
and etc. There's a lot of good clusters out there as well, like OC. So if you want to come
Hey.
and join us, then why not?
Why not?
So we've got plenty of space for people, and there's a lot of good players there, like a lot of talented players
Mm-hmm.
that don't get the recognitions. So
Yeah.
yeah, for sure, definitely reach out to people, learn, watch content as well. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of live arena players out there now. There's a lot of good live arena players out there that make content. I
Yeah.
think most of the people in top 100 actually make content at some point. There's like Cartman, for example, using Cartman, right?
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
Russian content creator.
Mm-hmm.
He streams. Like most people don't even know he streams.
No, I
So
didn't know. That's cool.
I know he streams his LA sometimes. I watch him sometimes. Kind of learn from the best of the best, right?
He might kill himself
So
here. Yeah, he did. That's cool. Sorry, just interrupting. Go on.
it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, reach out to people, ask, share your ideas, think outside the box. Don't be so predictable. Don't just go in there with CFR arbiter and hope for the best.
Mm-hmm.
Like try and think for yourself a little bit and think outside the meta, but use the meta. So speed, but use different speed champions
Mm-hmm.
that people don't expect you to use to be built a certain way. Make it harder for the picks and bans when you like that. It's really hard. So yeah, think out the way, but make sure it makes sense as well. And if you don't know what you're doing, then reach out to someone that does, and that's it really from that. I don't think there's anything else to mention.
Cool. No, sounds good. Excellent, guys. Let us know if you have any tips as well for players, stuff that like you learned and picked up along the way. It would be great to get even more info. But yeah, Grim, thank you for jumping on and sharing some of your knowledge and insights. It's been awesome. I'm looking forward now to jump over to your I can say your account, your channel, your channel to talk more about some surprising champions from season 1. There was definitely some I was like, can't believe I lost to that. So it'll be fun to chat about it.
Yeah, there was some embarrassing moments.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there we go, guys. Check out Grim. You'll find his channel linked down below. Grim, thanks for joining. And yeah, we will see you next time. Bye.
Peace.